Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 3 of my YouTube photo prep series. In episode 1 and 2, we ran through how I structure my food with the amount of calories that I'm on at the moment on a training day versus a non-training day, and you get to see the differences between the two of them. If you haven't watched them, I highly recommend you go back and do so, as it makes this episode and the coming episodes make more sense, as I'm trying to sort of streamline and make everything flow nicely throughout this series. Now in today's episode, obviously it's completely different in regards to the setup. It's a sit down video. I'm not up and about, but I do feel that these videos are quite vital and important because it gives me an opportunity to answer some of the questions that I get asked quite regularly in regards to the photo shoot prep as a whole. So some of the top questions I get asked quite regularly are, what am I looking to achieve with this photo shoot and why am I doing it in the first place? Now this isn't my first photo shoot. I did one 3 years ago back in 2018 and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely a fantastic experience. It's great to go through a diet phase to reduce body fat and actually have like a specific end goal to reach. So like, you know, going on a holiday or something like that, but demonstrating yourself under the lights with a photographer, with your top off. For me, that was something that I had to, it gave me that extra sort of grit in my stomach and the hunger in my belly to just work harder than I probably would have if I didn't have it there. And I brought a level of condition, a level of body fat that I've never seen before. I grew up being quite overweight and quite unhappy with how I looked. And it was amazing for me to actually have that confidence to be in a gym with a photographer with my top off. And I got some pretty decent shots and I was really quite proud of where I came. However, it was after the shoot where I realized I wasn't really there sort of psychologically yet in regards to understanding what I had just done and how important it is to really respect the process after the shoot. Because what I unfortunately did was I gained over 10 kilos of body fat afterwards. Now that wasn't straight away, that was over sort of the next 6 to 8 months. It wasn't like I finished and I just started eating everything I could see, but over a period of time, my eating behaviors allowed me to sort of undo a lot of the good work that I did up to that point. And you know that saying, the saying of you have to fail sometimes to win, right? And that's exactly what happened with me. I failed quite badly afterwards, and it obviously got to me, and it made me realize that I needed to work a lot harder next time. So a couple of years has gone by, and I do feel that over those years, the one thing that's been consistent has been my training. And from my check-in pictures and just how I'm looking as a whole, you can definitely see that I have gained a level of muscle tissue. How much? I don't know exactly. Obviously, it's not a great deal. It may be a kilo, it may be 2 or 3, but we won't know until my body fat gets down to the percentage that I'm looking for it to on the photo shoot, and then I can obviously compare the two pictures together and essentially come back and beat what I did previously. And also from like a body compositional standpoint, so from a body fat standpoint, I was lean, I was slim, but looking back at the pictures and actually from what I can remember on the day, I wanted more time. I felt that it was a little bit rushed towards the end. I would have ideally liked another sort of 6 to 8 weeks, which is why I've given myself plenty of time this time around. I am in a really good spot now. We are beginning of March, so we're about 9 or 10 weeks into this process. We're around 4 to 5 kilos down on an average. Training is the best it's ever been, and I do feel that I'm starting to have that sort of tightness around my midsection, which is giving me that sort of hunger in my belly to really push on. Now, I am a normal guy, a completely normal guy in regards to I have a family, I have commitments with different businesses, and I do struggle with staying consistent 24/7. You know, I'm not a bodybuilder. I have never stepped on stage and I never will step on stage. That is not what I'm about. I'm about my personal battles with myself to beat my physique year on year. Now, I don't plan on doing a photo shoot every year because I think that's unnecessary, but I would like to maybe do one every 3 years. But the main thing that I want to take this time round is maintaining that level of condition afterwards. I don't want to get to the point again where I feel that I look back and I regret my rebound phase, which is why I've taken on a coach. So I think we should all have a coach, whether it's face-to-face or whether it's just online, because I spend my life coaching others, and I think sometimes I almost forget about myself. And even though I have the ability and I have the clarity when it comes to training and nutrition and sort of supplementation and lifestyle choices, sometimes it's nice to have someone there that's sort of outside the box, where they can just, another set of eyes, shall we say, and they can essentially just say, right, we're going to do this going forward. We're going to make these changes. And I haven't got to think about it. I've just got to do it. So in regards to the way this prep is going, it's going seamlessly. It's going a lot smoother, because I know that the progression that I'm making is obviously, it's not like every single week I'm looking at myself and going, wow, the changes are absolutely sublime, because I don't want my food and activity to be, I don't want the deficit to be so large that when it's done and when I come out of it, I'm having those sort of struggles to build my relationship with my food again. So I'd rather this whole prep as a whole take a lot longer, but in turn, therefore, my food can remain higher, my activity can't be as drastically high as it was before, and therefore it doesn't necessarily feel like a massive burden on me, which I'm enjoying. So essentially, obviously episode 1 and 2, like I said before, we've gone through how food is at the moment, and when adjustments are made, could be next week, it could be next month, I will do another full day of eating on a training and a non-training day, just to sort of keep you guys up to date with exactly how things are sort of changing throughout this prep. We have implemented some cardio now. So I'm now doing 20 minutes on the bike 4 times a week, 130 beats per minute, which I don't enjoy. I'm not going to lie. I don't enjoy, but needs must at the end of the day. And if I can keep my food higher, like I said previously, and just, creep activity up a smidge, then I would rather that than activity be lower and therefore food be lower. So if you've got any further questions in regards to the photo shoot prep as a whole, maybe you're doing something similar. Maybe, when COVID is done and we've got our summer back, you're wanting to go on holiday, you're wanting to bring a level of condition to the beach, and you're trying to make adjustments to your food and training and activity at the moment, and you've got any questions, then shoot them over either in the comments below or go over to my Instagram handle, which is Leo Parry Coach, and ask away, and I'll get back to you and do my best to give you the response that you need to help you progress forward. So thank you very much for watching episode 3, and I will see you in episode 4, which will be only a week or so away. Thanks for watching.